In this clip, I'd like to share the concept of the Big Bang exercise. It's a concept that I developed to teach my students about the importance of using multi-plane exercises, and any multi-plane exercise is also a biomotor-rich exercise. As most of you are probably aware, if you're in the health or exercise profession, today people are pretty much exposed to sagittal plane exercise. Chest press, hamstring curl, knee extension, bicep, all these things front to back. But that's not where most people get injured. Most people get injured in flexion, in rotation, in side bending, moving backwards, moving out of the sagittal plane. So what I'd like to do now is demonstrate a classic uniplanar exercise on the Swiss ball with Jeff here. So Jeff, if you could go ahead and just demonstrate a supine hip extension. So this is a great exercise for the hamstrings and the butt, but it's only working in the sagittal plane. So we want to keep that knee vertical, so shin vertical. I'll put my shin against his shin. You just lightly touch my knee at all times with your knee. And as you pick your hips up, push off your heels, tighten the glutes on each side, and then down you go, keep contact. And as you drop butt, you want that butt to go toward the floor. Let the ball roll, keep your shin touching mine, up. So it's a great exercise. It really works the butt, works the legs. But if you're trying to improve the overall function of the body, or better yet, if you want to stimulate metabolism, the more muscles we get involved, the better we're going to do. And interestingly enough, the more planes of movement any exercise operates in, the more muscles have to be involved. So compare what he's just done here, the supine hip extension, with the supine lateral ball roll. So now we give him a stick, and we're going to use a lot of the exact same muscles he was using, but we're going to add a lot more stabilizer muscle function because he's going to move laterally. So just roll laterally and then hold right there. Now because he's moved laterally on the ball, there's a load running diagonally between the right shoulder and the left hip. That puts rotation in the body. And in the human spine, there's always side bending coupled with rotation due to the mechanics of the human spine. So essentially, he's fighting extension, he's fighting rotation, and he's fighting lateral bending. And go ahead to the other side. That's what we call a Big Bang exercise. Also, because he's rolling laterally on the ball, it requires a lot more coordination, it requires more agility, and moving out on the ball like that requires more strength. So as I alluded to earlier, the more planes of movement you involve, the more muscles you involve, the more demand it puts on the nervous system and the musculoskeletal system. So if you're trying to do body shape transformation, then you're going to really dramatically increase the caloric expenditure with Big Bang exercises. Now, you can relax. Another very, very important tip. If you're going to put Big Bang exercises in any exercise program, they should always be the highest in the order of exercises completed. For example, if I had Jeff start the exercise program with a supine hip extension and gave him 3 sets of those, that would make his extensors quite fatigued. And if I did the second exercise as a supine lateral ball roll, chances are very good his nervous system and his hip extensor muscles would be too tired to functionally perform in a supine lateral ball roll. So essentially, I set the client up for failure, which means I'm failing too. So a very important program design tip is always organize your exercises from the most complex, or the Big Bang, to the least complex, so that as the nervous system fatigues and the musculoskeletal system fatigues, you still have an excellent chance of maintaining optimal form.